What is going on, everybody, and welcome to the show. I'm your host, Big T, right here with all of you guys today. And this is your WWE Monday Night Raw review and results show for today, Monday, June 5th, 2023. Seth freaking Rollins defends his WWE World Heavyweight Championship against Damian Priest in the first ever World Heavyweight Championship title defense for Seth freaking Rollins. And so much more. We actually had a decent Raw. I'm not going to say good Raw or great Raw, but a decent Raw. That's the key word. So kick back, relax. We'll talk about it all. We'll review it all. And we'll hit the introductions and get this party started. So your WWE Monday Night Raw review and results show will be coming up next. Don't go away because I will be right back.
This is M-Dog20, Matt Cross. We're in Cleveland, Ohio, and you were checking out Beyond the Ring with my man, Big T. Thank you, man. Big T.
Hello, this is EC3 of TNA Wrestling, and you are so very fortunate because you are watching Beyond the Ring with Big T.
This is the bad boy Joey Janela, and you're watching Beyond the Ring. BT.
What's everybody doing out there tonight? Oh boy, what a night we got. How you doing, everybody? I'm your host, Big T, right here with all of you, right here, right now, today. And this is your WWE Monday Night Raw review and results show for today, Monday, June 5th, 2023. Can you believe we're at June 5th? Halfway through the year, on the road to Money in the Bank, pretty soon getting on the road to SummerSlam. It's pretty crazy if you think about it, you know? Who would have thought? But we're here. Okay, guys, so to kick everything off here, if you guys want to help out the channel, make sure that you please use the hashtag #JusticeForPretty for pet rights, because pets are family. Me, Mama T, Little Pretty, we all appreciate it very much. And Pretty will always be our bright little shining star. We love you very much forever and ever, my sweet little angel. And don't forget to donate to the show on PayPal by clicking on this link in the description of this video. Thank you guys very much. That link that you see Becky Lynch pointing up at right there, that's the link you want. That link's pinned to the top of the YouTube live chat, the Facebook live comments. It's at the top of the description of this video and every single video that I do. There's a PayPal button on my YouTube homepage. Any amount that you guys want to donate to the show, big or small, would be very much appreciated. It'll really help the channel out, so please donate right now. And thank you guys very much for all of that. Alright, there we go. So Monday Night Raw. Decent show. Nothing special. It just was what it was, to be honest. Also, if you guys want to also check out my website, www.beyondtheringwithbigt.com. You can call into the show live on Skype using BigT_119. You can follow me on Twitter at BeyondTheRingBT, like me, and follow me on Facebook at Beyond the Ring with Big T, and follow me on Instagram at Beyond the Ring with Big T. Everything's there that you need. Alright. So, Raw was decent, but not great, like I'm just saying decent. So I want to take a look at, here some stuff. There was news that broke out, and I was thinking the show was going to be a lot worse than what it was, to be honest with you. Because Vince McMahon was reportedly at WWE, or reportedly backstage at WWE Monday Night Raw tonight. Vince McMahon is reportedly in attendance this evening at WWE Monday Night Raw, as WWE Monday Night Raw comes to us live from Hartford, Connecticut at the XL Center. Per PW Insider, while Vince's presence may not be too surprising, considering that WWE headquarters is located roughly 80 miles away in Stamford, Connecticut, it will be the first time that the executive chairman has been physically present for Raw since the infamous Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania on April 3rd. There were many changes made by Vince McMahon around that night, leaving morale relatively low. In that sense, it'll be interesting to monitor whether or not any changes are hastily made this evening. So far on the docket, WWE World Heavyweight Champion Seth freaking Rollins is set to defend his World Heavyweight title against the Judgment Day's Damian Priest. While Money in the Bank qualifying matches continue, also planned The Miz will host Cody Rhodes as his guest on Miz TV following the Cody Rhodes Open challenge to Brock Lesnar last week. PW Insider also noted that a lot of other WWE executives are present at tonight's Raw tapings as well. So that was the first story that broke. And then we got another story that broke. More details on Vince McMahon being backstage and in gorilla position for WWE Monday Night Raw. So heading into WWE Monday Night Raw from Hartford, Connecticut, it was known that Vince McMahon was backstage. Now, Fightful Select has confirmed more details surrounding his involvement. For starters, muttering about his presence had apparently gained traction Monday afternoon, and by 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, several people noticed a room being prepared for someone. As it happens, that someone was the executive chairman, Vince McMahon himself. Hartford, Connecticut is roughly only 80 miles from the WWE headquarters in Stamford, Connecticut, so it is not terribly surprising that Vince McMahon was there. Additionally, the expectation is that he will not be backstage frequently going forward, but rather continue on by calling in changes remotely, as he has been doing so since April. Vince McMahon was in gorilla position on Monday night, just as he was during WrestleMania weekend, but the word backstage is that the operation of Raw on June 5th was nothing close to the chaos that happened on the infamous Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania back on April 4th, or April 3rd, I believe it was, which was said to have sunk morale. However, Fightful did note that Vince McMahon continues to call in changes, leading to some late rundowns or segments being outright cut. All the while, internal memos indicated that Monday's Raw was the highest ever grossing weekly show in the Hartford market for WWE, continuing its recent trend of breaking such records. So, there you go. Vince McMahon, the nightmare of Vince McMahon, was backstage at Raw tonight. At least the show was better than what we would expect out of a show with Vince McMahon there. What's up, Darth? How you doing? WWE Monday Night Raw review and results for Monday, June 5th, 2023. We got a World Heavyweight title match, we got Money in the Bank qualifiers, and we got so much more. So, welcome to WWE Monday Night Raw for Monday, June 5th, 2023. Coming to us live from the XL Center in Hartford, Connecticut. Seth freaking Rollins is set to defend his WWE World Heavyweight Championship for the first time in televised action as he faces Damian Priest. Priest was the one to answer the call after Seth Rollins issued an open challenge on Twitter last Friday. Now, while Seth and his tag team partner AJ Styles ultimately got the better of Priest and his fellow Judgment Day member Finn Balor last week, it remains to be seen if the outcome will be the same tonight. Two more entrants in the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match will be determined tonight as Becky Lynch collides with Sonia Deville, while Zoe Stark goes one-on-one with Natalya. The winners will join Zelina Vega to earn the opportunity to receive a contract for a WWE Women's Championship match of their choosing at any time or place. Miz TV will be making its return tonight as Cody Rhodes sits down with The Miz. Cody called out longtime rival Brock Lesnar on last week's edition of Raw as a means of determining who the better man is once and for all. Both men currently have a victory over one another under their belt, with Cody earning a victory over Brock Lesnar at WWE Backlash, while Brock Lesnar picked up a win at WWE Night of Champions. So that's how that all went. That's like your little opening teaser, so to speak, for this. Now if I could find, because there actually was one more piece of news that I do want to touch on, but I guess we'll wait until we get to Cody's part of the show. Okay. So we are live. Corey Graves and Kevin Patrick greet audiences at home as Seth freaking Rollins makes his way down to the ring. We hear from Seth freaking Rollins. Seth welcomes fans to Monday Night Rollins and then says his first week as World Heavyweight Champion has been a non-stop party. He says in the midst of it all, he thought about the last time a match for the World Heavyweight title happened on Raw, and it turns out that it has been nearly 2 years. As he says he thought to himself that was too long, which prompted him to put out the open challenge last Friday. So Seth says that Damian Priest answered the call, and he's psyched up. He was the person to do so, because he wants all the fights. So Seth says whether you love or hate the Judgment Day, they are as good as it gets. and Seth says he's looking forward to show that they are not as good as he is. So right at this point, cue the music. The Judgment Day's music hits. Damian Priest heads down to the ring along with Finn Balor. It was just Priest and Balor. Seth asks where Dominic Mysterio and Rhea Ripley are. And, Seth prepares for, Dominic and Rhea to jump in the ring, maybe coming through the crowd or something. He prepares for them to jump him. Damian Priest tells Seth Rollins to relax because the two of them have business to take care of, and all he has to worry about is himself. Seth questions why Balor's with them, and Balor says that Seth is being a funny man. Seth says while everyone loves his song, Balor says while everyone loves Seth's song, they're not going to love it when Damian Priest becomes the World Heavyweight Champion later tonight. Priest adds that while he thinks Seth Rollins is a deserving World Heavyweight Champion, Priest says he is one too, and he doesn't need the rest of the Judgment Day to prove it. So Seth then says he knows if it's just himself and Priest in the ring tonight, that Damian Priest has no chance of beating Seth, so Seth challenges Priest to leave the Judgment Day in the back. Balor, he wasn't having it. He's like, you don't get to tell us this or that and whatnot. Well, Priest tells Balor he's got this, and Priest accepts, Seth's terms for the match. And then Priest brags about becoming the new World Heavyweight Champion. And he says that Seth will go down in history as one of the shortest reigning champions ever. Seth then tells Priest, no matter how you slice it, his current World Heavyweight title reign, whether he wins or loses, will always be longer than Finn Balor's was as the Universal Champion. And Seth heads to the back. I was like, holy shit. Want to talk about savage. That was savage. So that was a good solid segment, to open up the show, I will say. Nothing wrong with it. It did its job. It did what it needed to do. It got us hyped up for the main event match tonight, so I had nothing against that at all. It did what it needed to do. Anyway, next up, Becky Lynch. She makes her way down to the ring. Sonya Deville and do I even have to say her name? Do I have to? Sonya Deville and Chelsea Green. Give me a break. Chelsea Green. Enough to make you vomit. Chelsea Green was in Sonya Deville's corner. This was a Money in the Bank qualifying match. The bell rings and Sonya looks to blindside Becky while she's engaged in a verbal exchange with Chelsea Green. Becky ducks out of the way and takes a couple of shots, but Chelsea helps Sonya gain the upper hand. Sonya fires off several stomps in the corner and then lands a pair of right hands. Becky responds with a back elbow and a pair of clotheslines and then lands a splash in the corner and follows it up with a back exploder suplex. Becky then lands an uppercut off the middle rope and goes for a pin, but Sonya kicks out. The next thing you know, Trish Stratus's music hits. Trish Stratus and Zoe Stark, they appear to watch on from the rampway as Becky plants Sonya, and we went to commercial break, and now we come back from the commercial break. Sonya and Becky are teetering on the top rope. Sonia lands a superplex and goes for a pin, but Becky kicks out. Sonia then lands a right hand, but Becky fires back with one of her own, and both women go back and forth as Becky eventually gains the upper hand and lands a flying forearm, and then delivers a drop kick to Sonia on the outside from the bottom rope and tosses her back into the ring. Chelsea kicks Becky and gets her inside the ring. Sonia goes for a pin, but Becky kicks out. Becky hits an enziguri and then levels an interfering Chelsea and sends her crashing into the barricade repeatedly, which I love seeing that because I hate Chelsea Green. Sonia tries helping Chelsea Green, but Becky overpowers Sonia and does the same to her. So Becky gets Sonia back in the ring, but Sonia gains the upper hand and lands a series of forearms. And then next thing you know, Becky hits the manhandle slam on Sonia for the 1-2-3 and the pin of the win. Your winner is Becky Lynch. And this was a Money in the Bank qualifier match, so Becky Lynch wins. And she qualifies for the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match. You know, the match was what it was. We knew Becky was going to win. We knew Sonya Deville did not have a single chance. So, I mean, it was good that Becky won. How was the match? Not too bad. Guess you could say it was acceptable. You know, because we have definitely seen worse women's matches. I mean, I'm sure you guys know it, you know, as well as I do. We've seen worse women's matches. Alright, so after Becky wins, we go to commercial. We come back from the commercial break. And we head to video recapping what happened between the members of the Bloodline this past Friday. So, you know, that's actually where we're at right now. I'm looking here, because I don't want to miss something, and I think I did. Alright, so before I get into this match, this is what I'm going to do. Maxine Dupree is closer to making her in-ring debut on WWE Monday Night Raw. Nearly 2 years after she first signed a developmental contract with WWE, Maxine Dupree is closer to making her WWE in-ring debut. During a backstage segment on Monday night's Raw, Alpha Academy and Maxine Dupree discussed her ringside run-in with Valhalla on last week's episode of Raw. Otis suggested that Chad Gable teach Maxine Dupree how to wrestle and help her prepare to take on, in Otis's quotes, the Viking Lady. Gable agreed that Maxine Dupree might be ready, you know, and cool. But before any training could begin, Maxine Dupree slipped away for a change of outfit. That was the last viewers saw of this entire trio during Monday Night Raw. Now, while nothing was officially announced, it appears that a match between Maxine Dupree and Valhalla is imminent. It would be Maxine Dupree's first match since she entered the world of professional wrestling when she signed with the WWE in August of 2021. Now, despite never working a match, Maxine Dupree made her on-screen debut on WWE NXT as Sophia Cromwell, but her time as a character on the developmental brand was brief. Cromwell was abruptly called up to WWE's main roster last July as she took on the name Maxine Dupree and quickly took over control of the Maximum Male Models following Max Dupree's return. to his previous persona of LA Knight for a time. Or previous persona of LA Knight. Now, for a time, it appeared Maxine Dupree was trying to recruit Otis to join the group of talent, the Maximum Male Models, but instead, Maxine Dupree has joined up with Alpha Academy, and she recently stated that she has been training at the WWE Performance Center in anticipation of her first match. So, that's what we got. That's what we have there, guys. Maxine Dupree looks like she might be getting in the ring in the near future. But anyway, go to commercial, come back from the break. We had a video package recapping what happened between the members of the Bloodline this past Friday night on WWE Friday Night SmackDown. So they gave us a recap, and at this point, we then head backstage to Byron Saxton, Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn. Byron Saxton asks for their take on what happened on SmackDown, and Sami says it is nice to see Jimmy Uso do what he should have done months ago. As Sami says, while Jey Uso's allegiance remains a mystery, it isn't his problem anymore. Sami's saying, to be honest, it isn't my problem anymore. It isn't our problem anymore, referring to him and KO. But anyway, Giovanni Vinci and Ludwig Kaiser walk in and put Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens on notice. Now, KO says they're sticking their nose in other people's business once again before Gunther enters and says since he is a disciplined man, he needs to teach KO a lesson in controlling his temper. An angered Kevin Owens tells Gunther he's on and makes his way to the ring alongside Sami Zayn, and then Imperium follows. I thought this was going to be an impromptu match for the WWE Intercontinental Championship, but instead it's just an impromptu match. Because we got Gunther with Imperium of Ludwig Kaiser and Giovanni Vinci in his corner going one-on-one against Kevin Owens, with Sami Zayn in his corner in a one-on-one match. Singles match, but no Intercontinental title on the line. This is just a straight-up fight, is what it is. So, bell rings, both men lock up. Gunther wears down KO with a series of submission holds. And, series of submission holds before landing a shoulder tackle. KO slaps Gunther and delivers a kick to his midsection, and then looks for a shoulder tackle of his own. Gunther blocks it, and KO rains down right hands on him. KO then delivers a chop, but Gunther hits a big boot and a German suplex as the action spills to the outside, and KO delivers a chop. Gunther whips KO into the barricade and sends him crashing into the ring apron spine first. So we go to commercial, we come back from the commercial break. Gunther lands a body slam. He then follows it up with a neck crank and a pair of elbows. Then, he continues targeting KO's neck. Gunther then hits a big boot, but KO delivers a pair of forearms. Gunther responds with a series of chops, then delivers a stomp and locks in a Boston Crab. He transitions into a crossface, but KO escapes his grasp. Gunther delivers a chop and a vicious clothesline, and then delivers a short arm lariat. KO hits a pair of German suplexes, but Gunther lands a stomp on the back of KO's neck. KO executes a series of super kicks and a cannonball. but Gunther locks in a sleeper hold. KO escapes and Gunther catches him with a shotgun dropkick. KO then plants Gunther with a fisherman's buster before the two men wind up on the top rope and Gunther plants KO with a superplex. Now Gunther drags KO to the corner and ascends to the top, and then he looks for the flying headbutt. KO gets his knees up and then climbs to the top himself and executes a Swanton Bomb. Giovanni Vinci tries distracting Kevin Owens, but Sami Zayn levels him. Ludwig Kaiser helps Giovanni Vinci beat down Sami Zayn, which causes KO to get involved. KO drags Kaiser in the ring and delivers a stunner to him. So KO took out Kaiser, which opens the door for Gunther to just come up behind KO to roll him up for the 1, 2, 3 and the pin of the win in this non-title matchup. And your winner of this match is Gunther. It is Gunther. Gunther wins, and he's still undefeated since returning. But, this was a good match to kind of further the feud of KO and Sami against Ludwig Kaiser and Giovanni Vinci, because we know that's where this is headed. This gave us a great match to see what KO and Gunther could do in the ring together. And this also gave us, a great potential Intercontinental title feud in the future. Who knows? But I mean, these two worked well together. They had a great match. Gunther can work. Kevin Owens can work. I'd love to see these guys in the ring again and do what they do. But Gunther wins with a little bit of distraction and a little bit of help. But Gunther still undefeated on the main roster since coming back, so that's good. Alright, so we go to commercial. We come back from the commercial break. We head backstage to a physical altercation between Matt Riddle and Imperium. So now we're all about Matt Riddle and Imperium. And that was, go to commercial, come back from the break. That's when we got the backstage segment with a physical altercation between Matt Riddle and Imperium. So what this is telling me is that we are going to be getting Matt Riddle versus Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship, maybe at Money in the Bank. Kind of see that happening. It looks like that's where they might go. So just keep your eyes and ears open on that one. But I think that's what we're going to get. Alright, so then we head over to Byron Saxton, Ronda Rousey, and Shayna Baszler. Saxton asks Ronda and Shayna what it means to be the new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. And Shayna says they've been dreaming of this moment for a decade. Ronda says they're here to establish the women's tag team titles as legitimate. And Ronda says they will take on any team who wants to challenge them. So Kaden Carter and Katana Chance walk in and introduce themselves before answering the call. And Ronda says they are being ignorant. Shayna says she thinks of it as bravery, and Ronda accepts their challenge. So Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler then head down to the ring. Then we got Kaden Carter and Katana Chance. They head down to the ring. And, next thing we know, we got a great match that is going to be taking place and going to be going on. So let's take a look at that. We got Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler defending their WWE Women's Tag Team Championships against Kaden Carter and Katana Chance in a tag team match for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. So Ronda and Shayna defending their women's tag titles for the first time. Now, Shayna Baszler and Kayden Carter begin the action. The bell rings, both of them lock up. Carter delivers a kick to Shayna's thigh, and then lands a drop kick off the ropes and tags in Kitana Chance. Kitana Chance delivers a senton from the apron to Shayna before Ronda tags in and delivers a hip toss. Chance delivers a boot to Ronda's face and then delivers a knee to her midsection and targets her arm. The action spills to the outside before Ronda gets Chance back in the ring and continues to wear down her arm. Shayna tags in and delivers a sliding knee to Chance as Ronda holds her in place and then manipulates her fingers. She stomps on them, but Chance manages to tag in Carter. Carter delivers a shoulder tackle and a drop kick and then delivers a super kick to Shayna. She pins Shayna, but Shayna kicks out. Chance makes the blind tag before Carter sends her into the ring post and ascends to the top. So herself and Carter land their finisher. Chance goes for a pin, but Ronda kicks out. Chance then lands a crossbody off the top, but Ronda manages to cinch in an ankle lock. Chance escapes and lands a code breaker. Shayna and Carter tag in. Carter rolls up Shayna, but Shayna kicks out and delivers a back suplex. She locks in the Kirifuda clutch, and Carter is forced to tap out. Shayna locked in the Kirifuda clutch, and Carter's forced to tap out. So your winners and still the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions are Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler. Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler are still your WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. We then head to Ricochet, Bronson Reed, and Shinsuke Nakamura, getting into a heated discussion about the upcoming men's Money in the Bank ladder match in gorilla position. Ricochet then heads down to the ring, and Shinsuke Nakamura follows him. But, the women's tag title match, not bad. But it's not like it was anything great either, so, let's not pretend, that it was. Because it wasn't this great match. It just, was okay. But it was no great match. Because one thing you guys know about me, I'll tell you straight up. I will tell you straight up. Alright, folks. So as we continue on and keep Monday Night Raw going, keep this review going, keep this party going, let's see what we got next on our list. Ricochet versus Shinsuke Nakamura. And this actually was not a bad match. The ending I just did not like. I really didn't. I did not like it. I was not a fan of the ending at all. But I get why they did it. So Ricochet versus Shinsuke Nakamura. The bell rings, both men lock up. Nakamura delivers a shoulder tackle, but Nakamura fires back with an arm drag. Ricochet then hits a drop kick before the action spills to the outside, and he lands a tope suicida. We go to commercial. We come back from the commercial break. Ricochet delivers a kick to Nakamura's face as he goes flying off the top and then lands a shooting star press. He then delivers a crossbody, Cody does, but Nakamura responds with a knee to the midsection. He hits a kick to his head and then follows it up with an exploder suplex and sets up for the Kinshasa. Ricochet stops Nakamura in his tracks with a running knee right to the face and a recoil. Ricochet then ascends to the top as Nakamura follows him up there, but next thing you know, Bronson Reed appears out of nowhere and blindsides both men, causing the referee to call for the bell. So your winner is nobody due to a double disqualification due to outside interference from Bronson Reed. And after the match, Bronson Reed delivers a splash to Ricochet, and then he follows it up with a tsunami. So, I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm pretty interested to see how and where this is going to go. Got some interest there, guys. Got some interest there. Okay. So far, like I said, there's some stuff that was good, some stuff that was, it was just alright. But now we're going to take a look at this. And then I got some news that goes along with this once I get this done. So don't worry. Okay. The Miz hosts Cody Rhodes and a couple of other surprise guests on Miz TV. Go to commercial, come back from the break. The Miz is waiting in the ring on the set of Miz TV, and he welcomes everyone to Miz TV. So Miz welcomes fans to Miz TV and introduces the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. Cody's music hits. He makes his way down to the ring. Now the Miz, this was funny. Cody gets in the ring, right? And the Miz says to Cody, he's like, "Oh, Cody, you look dashing tonight." Throwback, a little dig to the dashing Cody Rhodes gimmick back in the day. So, Miz then asked Cody about the challenge he threw out to Brock Lesnar last week. And Miz asked Cody if he thinks that was as stupid as he thinks it is. Cody says he hasn't heard his challenge been called stupid until now. Cody says no one will be seeing Brock Lesnar now since, the Beast has gone into hibernation and he's on his annual break, his yearly break that he gets every year, so we won't see him for a little while. So, Cody throwing a little dig there. So that's how you know this feud is being paused now until SummerSlam. They're not going to call on Brock Lesnar, to go into London for Money in the Bank. They had him going to Puerto Rico for Backlash. They had him going to Saudi Arabia, and they're going to let him bypass London for Money in the Bank. So, The Miz says he has a surprise for Cody Rhodes. And The Miz then introduces a multi-generational talent that shares Cody's struggles. Dominic Mysterio. Dominic's music hits. Dominic and Rhea Ripley, they make their way down to the ring. Miz looks to ask Dominic a question, but Rhea cuts the Miz right off. And Rhea says that Dominic has something to say. Rhea hands the mic over to Dominic. And Dominic says he was happy when the Miz invited him out here for Miz TV. And Dominic says he heard Cody talking like he was the big dog in the yard. But to someone who has done time. Dominic's like, to someone who has done hard time. Like, he has, well, he said, well, like I have. He's, a little, Cody's just a little birdie with a broken wing. Dominic says he realized last week that Cody is a bad father. And says that he should be taking care of his daughter. Dominic then tells Cody that he's a deadbeat father, just like his father, Rey Mysterio. So Cody says he has a ton of empathy for Dominic, and says the 15 minutes that Dominic spent in prison, they must have been really, really tough and rough for him. Cody says he has a worse prison tattoo than Dominic actually does. Making fun of his own neck tattoo. Cody then says that Dominic's WrestleMania match with his father Rey Mysterio was more like a public spanking. And, he says he knows Rey has made terrible mistakes because he's looking at one right now. I was like, holy shit. Holy shit. Yeah, that was a good line from Cody. He knows Rey has made terrible mistakes because he's looking at one right now and looking right at Dominic. So Dominic and Rhea, they tease leaving the ring, but they turn around and Dominic slaps Cody, really hard. He bitch slaps him. And an angered Cody looks to do the same to Dominic. Rhea inserts herself in front of Dominic and dares Cody to go after her. But Cody refuses to do so, and refuses to do so, and Dominic and Rhea, they leave the ring. Cody, after this, because The Miz, I guess, was laughing about this whole situation while Cody wasn't having it. Cody's right arm was still in a cast or a sling, whatever you want to call it, and Cody just walks right up to The Miz. He then clocks The Miz right in the head with his cast and sends The Miz crashing to the mat, and The Miz was just out. I thought it was pretty funny. This was, another decent segment. One that was enjoyable. And, we're probably going to get Cody and Dominic now, I'm sure. That'll probably be next week's match on Raw. I would not be surprised at all if that was the case. But yeah, Dominic Mysterio and Rhea Ripley confront Cody Rhodes on WWE Monday Night Raw. Miz TV lived up to its billing as must-see TV on WWE Monday Night Raw on Monday night when special guest Cody Rhodes was surprised by another special guest, Dominic Mysterio. Naturally, Dom made his way to the ring with his mommy, Rhea Ripley, and when the crowd quieted long enough for him to speak, he played a familiar card on Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare. Let's see. Poking at Cody's broken arm, Dominic questioned why Cody wasn't at home taking care of his daughter due to his injury. After, Dominic, after labeling Cody to be a deadbeat dad just like his own father, Rey Mysterio, for months. Let's see. Deadbeat dad like his own father, Rey, for months. Cody heard enough. First, Cody ripped Dom's tattoo, calling it a worse prison tattoo than his own, than Cody's own that's on his neck. Then Cody stated that Rey Mysterio had made one big mistake. And that is his son, Dominic Mysterio. So, here's a quote here too. That's what I was looking for. And I quote, Cody says, "I know he's made some terrible mistakes, and I know because I am looking at one," Cody quipped. Now, while Don was able to get back or get in a quick back slap. Let's see. While Dominic was able to get in a quick slap before cowering behind Mommy in a Rhea Ripley, it was Cody who got the last lap by knocking out The Miz with his cast. So that was pretty cool. That was pretty freaking cool. Alright, so let's continue on here. Trish Stratus and Zoe Stark. See Dominic and Rhea tease leaving the ring, but they turn around. Dominic slaps Cody, and angry Cody, looks to do the same. Dominic Rhea inserts herself in front of Dominic and dares Cody to go after her, but Cody refused to do so, and the pair leave the ring. Cody then clocks The Miz and sends him crashing in the mat. Okay. So we got Trish Stratus and Zoe Stark then make her way to the ring as Natalya follows. We got Zoe Stark with Trish Stratus in her corner, going one-on-one against Natalya in a Money in the Bank qualifying match. The bell rings, both women lock up. Zoe Stark fires off stomps on Natalya in the corner before the two of them go back and forth with submission holds. Zoe lands a super kick, and it's a shoulder tackle. And Natalya delivers an arm drag and a kick, and then follows it up with a German suplex and goes for a pin. Zoe Stark kicks out of that. Natalya locks in a sharpshooter. Zoe Stark makes it to the bottom rope to break the hold. Let's see. Zoe Stark makes it to the bottom rope to break the hold before the action spills to the outside. So Natalya tosses Zoe Stark back in the ring and looks to follow her, but Trish prevents her from doing so, and Natalya manages to escape, and Zoe takes advantage of that. Zoe Stark takes advantage of that by hitting the Z360 for the 1-2-3 and the pin and the win. Your winner is indeed Zoe Stark. It's indeed Zoe Stark. This was actually, too, a Money in the Bank qualifying match. Zoe Stark and Trish Stratus in her corner. Natalya, nobody. It'll be Zoe Stark's first Money in the Bank ladder match, so we'll see how she fares. But Zoe Stark wins. So after Zoe Stark wins, let's see. Did I have a story on Zoe real quick? Let's see. Trish Stratus leads Zoe Stark to a spot in WWE Women's Money in the Bank ladder match. At WWE United Champions, Trish Stratus picked up a victory over Becky Lynch thanks to the help of the recent NXT call Zoe Stark. And on Monday night, during Raw, Trish returned the favor by helping Zoe Stark. Let's see. Yeah, she returned the favor by helping Zoe Stark. And then Zoe Stark, Zoe Stark, let's see. Trish then returned the favor by helping former NXT Tag Team Champion, Women's NXT Tag Team Champion. Wait, who is this? Okay. Trish returned the favor by helping Zoe Stark book her spot in the women's Money in the Bank ladder match at Natalia's expense. Despite being caught in the sharpshooter, Zoe Stark was able to get to the ropes to break the hold. After the action spilled outside, Trish took advantage of the referee's back being turned by kicking at Natalia's weakened knee. From there, Zoe Stark hit the Z360 and picked up the victory and got the 1-2-3 in the pin and the win. Zoe Stark now joins a field that already includes Zelina Vega and the aforementioned Becky Lynch. Let's see. Yeah. Aforementioned Becky Lynch with Becky qualifying earlier in the night tonight. Let's see. Yeah, Becky with Becky qualifying earlier in the night. However, there's one thing Zoe Stark does not share with the other two entrants. This will be her first women's Money in the Bank ladder match. First Money in the Bank ladder match, period. So, this will be interesting. Had a feeling though Zoe Stark, was going to get help from Trish. There was just no way that they weren't going to do that. Alright. So what do we have next on this show? Okay. Well. Zoe Stark wins, qualifies for the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. We then head to a video from Paul Heyman, who announces that Jey Uso will make his choice on this coming Friday's episode of WWE Friday Night SmackDown as to whether he will stand by his brother Jimmy Uso or Roman Reigns, Solo Sikoa, and Paul Heyman. Let's see, so let's talk about this little bit of news. Paul Heyman, Paul Heyman right here, actually, this is a big deal, teases a big decision for Jey Uso on Friday's WWE Friday Night SmackDown. Jey Uso has a familiar task before him this Friday night on Friday Night SmackDown, choosing between his brother Jimmy Uso and his cousin Roman Reigns on, let's see. So yeah, his cousin Roman Reigns. On tonight's WWE Monday Night Raw, Paul Heyman issued the ultimatum. Yeah, Paul Heyman issued the ultimatum, telling Jey Uso that although Jey and Jimmy may have shared a womb, let's see. Yeah, Jey and Jimmy, although that they may have shared a womb, there is no one that will ever be closer to, no one he will ever be closer to than the Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns. So, the Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns, is supposedly the closest thing in Jey Uso's life. So then Paul Heyman said that Jey Uso would have to acknowledge that fact this Friday on WWE Friday Night SmackDown. Now, this decision before Jey Uso comes as a result of the ongoing critically acclaimed Bloodline storyline. At Night of Champions, the story saw a significant advancement when Jimmy Uso attacked his older brother Solo Sikoa and Roman Reigns to cost them a match against Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships this past Friday. This past Friday on SmackDown, it seemed as if Solo Sikoa would be joining his brothers Jimmy and Jey against Roman Reigns before hitting Jimmy Uso with the Samoan Spike instead. The Usos questioning their loyalty to Roman Reigns makes a significant turn in the storyline, but it is not unfamiliar. The whole saga of Roman Reigns as undisputed WWE Universal Champion started with him beating both Usos, Jimmy and Jay, into submission as part of the Bloodline back in 2020 and 2020. While this current story beat harkens back to the beginning of Roman's monumental reign as champion, it could also mark the beginning of the end for the Bloodline as we know it. Now, regardless, the continuation of this story could receive significant audience attention. Last Friday's SmackDown Bloodline segment fueled a massive rise for SmackDown ratings, particularly in the key 18 to 49 demographic. And that doesn't surprise me, because the Bloodline storyline is the best thing going in WWE. WWE doesn't have anything better right now than the whole Bloodline thing. Alright, so we go to commercial, we come back from the commercial break. Indus heads down to the ring. Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin are already waiting inside the ring for the scheduled match, which this sucked. This is the one thing that really did suck. Indus blindside Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander. So Indus blindsides Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin as Veer Mahan lands a clothesline on Cedric Alexander before hitting their finisher on him and gloating as the referee calls off the match, and Indus hits their finisher. Indus hits their finisher for the second time. So there you go. That was a waste. I don't even know why they did that, why that was even a thing, why they had to do it where they just beat down Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin. Why couldn't they just do a match? I don't know. Was all pretty confusing to me, but you know how I feel about those disqualification finishes. I'm not very big on them, never have been, never will be. It's just not me. But I mean, this show was not bad at all. Really, really not a bad show. Alright. I got something. Let's see. Where is plans for Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar? Okay. Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar 3 is planned for WWE SummerSlam. It looks like Cody Rhodes and Brock Lesnar will square off at least one more time this year. According to a report from F4WOnline.com, Dave Meltzer via the Wrestling Observer Radio, WWE has plans on running a third match between Cody Rhodes and Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. So, you know, this is a plan that they have, at least as of right now. So now we have to ask ourselves here, what is the plan? What is this plan all about? Well, I'll tell you guys, because this is how it looks. Okay, let's see. Brock Lesnar and Cody Rhodes have squared off twice this year, each picking up a win in the series. Cody Rhodes won the first match, picking up a win in the main event of the WWE Backlash Premium Live event in Puerto Rico on May 6th. 3 weeks later, Brock Lesnar evened up the score with a win over Cody Rhodes at Night of Champions in Saudi Arabia. That match saw Cody Rhodes compete with a storyline broken arm, which was wrapped in a large titanium brace during the match. Cody lost that match via referee stoppage due to passing out a Kimura lock. So, let's see. Cody Rhodes, Brock Lesnar. Stipulation. Okay, I got it now. Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar 3 to feature a rarely seen stipulation. Cody Rhodes and Brock Lesnar are destined to face off one more time. Cody Rhodes and Brock Lesnar will face off one more time in a stipulation match that fans have not seen for some time. Brock Lesnar and Cody Rhodes began feuding on the Raw after WrestleMania 39, when Brock Lesnar attacked Cody Rhodes and turned heel in the process. It has been said that Brock Lesnar was furious that Cody headlined WrestleMania 39 Night 2 while Brock's match with Omos opened the show. Cody defeated Brock at Backlash while Brock got his win back at WWE United Champions in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. Now this is what's said for Brock Lesnar vs. Cody Rhodes 3, which I can't believe we're going to get a third match out of this, but it looks like it. With both men having one victory each, many expect a rubber match to take place between both men later this year. During the latest edition of the Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer stated that the plan is for both men to collide at SummerSlam. During the most recent edition of Wrestling Observer Live, Brian Alvarez added that a stipulation that fans don't usually see will be involved. Brian Alvarez says, and I quote, "I've been told that it is going to be something. It is not just going to be a straight match. They have got some sort of stip that allegedly we have not seen in a while, and that means not Hell in a Cell. So I wonder what stip they might be coming up for with the third match between these two." And then Alvarez joked that he hopes it will not be a Ring of Fire match. The stipulation that saw the ring surrounded by fire, but different to an Inferno match that was seen in 2013. Now, as far as SummerSlam 2023, WWE SummerSlam takes place on August 5th, 2023 from Ford Field in Detroit, Michigan. The event marks WWE's first show to be held at Ford Field since WrestleMania 23 in April 2007, and the first SummerSlam to be held in Michigan since the 1993 SummerSlam event. So far, no matches have been confirmed by WWE for the show. That's all you need to know. Hopefully it'll be a dog collar match or something interesting like that. I hope. I really hope. But we'll see. And finally, guys, we go to commercial. We come back from the commercial break. Damian Priest heads down to the ring and Seth freaking Rollins follows. And now we got a match for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. The first ever World Heavyweight Championship defense for Seth freaking Rollins. We got Seth freaking Rollins, your WWE World Heavyweight Champion, defending his title against Damian Priest in a singles match. So the bell rings, both men lock up. Seth lands a series of right hands and chops before Priest hits a back elbow. Seth sends Priest crashing to the outside and delivers a flying knee off the apron. We go to commercial. We come back from the commercial break. Priest delivers a vicious right hand to Seth on the outside. As he goes flying off the barricade, he tosses him back in the ring and then fires off, stomps in the corner. Priest lands a kick on Seth's spine and then delivers one to his chest as he lands a forearm and begins targeting Seth's shoulders. Seth delivers an enziguri and then executes a series of chops and right hands. He then hits a couple of clotheslines, but Priest remains on his feet as he then hits a super kick and a backbreaker before ascending to the top. He looks for a frog splash, but Priest rolls out of the way and delivers a back elbow in the corner. Seth hits a sling blade and Priest rolls to the outside. Seth then looks for a tope suicida, but Priest ducks out of the way and delivers a flatliner to Seth on top of the announce desk. We go to commercial. We come back from another commercial break. Both men teeter on the top rope. Seth lands a superplex and then rolls through and hits a Falcon Arrow as he goes for a pin, but Priest kicks out. The action spills to the outside and Seth delivers 3 tope suicidas, the final of which sends Priest crashing over the announce desk. Seth gets Priest back in the ring and then delivers a super kick and a frog splash off the top. Priest delivers a series of kicks, but Seth fires back with a rolling elbow. Priest sets up for South of Heaven, but Seth escapes, and Priest eats a boot, and then both men wind up back on the top rope, and Priest hits a Hurricane Run Angles for a pin, but Seth kicks out. Seth then lands the pedigree and crawls over to Priest to pin him. Priest kicks out, and both men end up on the ring apron. Seth delivers a chop block and then powerbombs Priest onto the barricade next to the Timekeeper's area. Finn Balor appears, but Seth spots him and levels him, and this allows Priest to hit the South of Heaven chokeslam when Seth gets back inside the ring, and Priest goes for the pin, but Seth kicks out, and Priest asks Balor, Balor, what is Balor doing out here? Next thing you know, the door opens for Seth to deliver a super kick to Priest before following it up with a right hand and a curb stomp for the 1-2-3 and the pin to win. Winner and still the WWE World Heavyweight Champion is indeed Seth freaking Rollins. Now after the match, Finn Balor appears behind Seth Rollins. Seth takes note, and both men stare one another down. That's how WWE Monday Night Raw goes off the air. Now, first off, about Cody Rhodes and Brock Lesnar, I'm hoping that will be, some kind of dog collar match or something interesting that we can really sink our teeth into, and not, the Ring of Fire match, obviously, because that would be horrible. But, we'll see. Anyway, as far as all this goes, Finn Balor, when he came down and, super kicked Seth Rollins, he came down through the crowd super kicking Seth Rollins. He went against the whole stipulation. He went against Damian Priest. He went against everything. Everything that was even asked. And, was something that Damian Priest didn't really want, Damian Priest did not want, really didn't want at all any of the Judgment Day to interfere. He wanted to do this, he really wanted to do this by himself. He did. So, it's like, holy shit, Makes me think now, is it possible, okay? Is it possible at all for Damian Priest to be leaving the Judgment Day? I don't know. as we're thinking about this, and before I get back to it, just listen to this story here that I found. WWE SummerSlam has sold nearly 97% capacity. Over half of available tickets resale. SummerSlam, set for August 5th, 2023 at Detroit's Ford Field, will be here before you know it, but according to WrestleTix, there are not all that many tickets left. Based on WWE's current setup, nearly 97% of the available tickets have been sold, though the remaining seats, quite a few are resales. Because let's see, it says here, WWE SummerSlam Saturday, August 5th at 7:30 p.m. Ford Field, Detroit, Michigan. Available tickets, 4,373 tickets are left. Current setup is for 44,604 fans. Tickets distributed are 40,231. And the resale tickets are 2,893. So 4,373 tickets currently remain available for purchase, with 2,893 of those being resale. When you do your math, that leaves just 1,480 original tickets unsold. Now, this should come as no surprise to anyone who's been following WWE's quarterly reports for quarter one of this year. WWE boasted an increase in live event attendance overall, so the renewed demand for seats to a WWE show, especially one as major as SummerSlam, is on par with where the business currently is. Last year, SummerSlam at Nissan Stadium in Nashville recorded a final attendance of over 48,000 fans, putting this year's SummerSlam on pace for a similar number. In early May, WWE was looking into opening up other areas of Ford Field in response to how quickly tickets were moving, all without one announced or confirmed match on the card. However, undisputed WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns is expected to be part of the show. Additionally, a match pitting Becky Lynch against Trish Stratus had been marked for August. If that still holds true, the match would serve as a rematch to their Night of Champions affair won by Trish. Lastly, Cody, Rhodes, and Brock Lesnar each have one victory in their current feud, setting the table for a likely conclusion in Detroit to this trilogy of matches. So, that's where we're at for SummerSlam. Now, the whole thing is, why don't they open that up a little bit? Ford Field could hold over 80,000 people. They did it before for WrestleMania. They could at least open up, maybe another 6,000 seats and get it to 50,000 people. I mean, they only have a little more than 50% of this total stadium opened up. I don't know why they're not opening up everything. I mean, if you're WWE and you're paying to use Ford Field, why in the world are you not taking full advantage of what Ford Field has to offer? You're only looking to fill up about 55% of Ford Field, because that's about all you'd be filling up with 44,000 seats. So I don't get it. I'm a little bit lost at that. But back to my thoughts of Damian Priest and Finn Balor. Damian Priest was doing alright until Balor hit that super kick to try to help Damian Priest, which actually did help him to hit the South of Heaven chokeslam and, nearly beat Seth Rollins, but Seth kicked out. Damian Priest right away had to get up and walk over to where Balor was, and, he looked at Balor and you saw him clear as day. He told Finn Balor, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" And Balor was just looking Balor was just looking right at Damian Priest. He was looking right at him, kind of like with this disappointed look. And made me think that Damian Priest is going to be out of the Judgment Day. I just think that that's going to be the case. And JD McDonough is going to take Damian Priest's place. Because it seems like Damian Priest, after he had that match with Bad Bunny, it really elevated Damian Priest's stock now to a point where I think they're going to turn him babyface and send him off on his own. The Judgment Day did what it needed to do for him. So I think they're going to get him out and they're going to put JD McDonough in. Then we'll have to see what happens at that point, but I think that's where they're going. It just seems like that's where they're going to go. I could be wrong, but I don't know. That just seems like the course of action that they're ready to take here. Let me know what you guys think. I'm kind of thinking Damian Priest's days in the Judgment Day are going to be done. When? I don't know exactly, but I think the beginning of his end is on its way. And JD McDonough will be replacing him in the Judgment Day. But, Seth Rollins retains the WWE World Heavyweight title on Raw. His next challenger emerges. So, I got some twist on this, too. Seth Rollins turned aside the first opponent for his newly won WWE World Heavyweight Championship and quickly found himself face-to-face with his next potential challenger. Seth Rollins defended his WWE World Heavyweight Championship against Damian Priest in the main event of WWE's Monday Night Raw for the main event of the evening. The episode opened with both men meeting in the ring and Damian Priest standing alongside his Judgment Day cohort, Finn Balor, promising his Judgment Day stablemates, Dominic Mysterio, Rhea Ripley, not even Finn Balor, but promising his stablemates would not be ringside during, the World Heavyweight title match tonight. However, while Damian Priest would make his entrance alone, Finn Balor eventually got involved in the match. Finn Balor snuck through the crowd to attack Seth Rollins at ringside. That led to a near fall for Damian Priest, but the advantage was short-lived as Seth Rollins quickly retaliated with the stomp to secure the pinfall victory. Damian Priest acted surprised to see Finn Balor get involved as he asked, "Why are you here?" before the match's decisive moment. In the closing moments of WWE Monday Night Raw, we saw Finn Balor return to the ring for a stare-down with Seth Rollins in a clear tease of the next title challenger that the visionary Seth Rollins must overcome if he wishes to continue his reign as the World Heavyweight Champion. For their part, the Judgment Day's Dominic Mysterio and SmackDown Women's Champion Rhea Ripley remained backstage throughout the main event of WWE Monday Night Raw after confronting the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes earlier in the show. That was that. Now, as far as what I think is going to happen here, there's a couple different avenues this could go to, kind of boost up that tension within the Judgment Day. Let me know what you guys think about this. So now, if you're taking a look at everything here, obviously we're set up for Finn Balor versus Seth Rollins. That's where we're going. Finn Balor versus Seth Rollins for the world title at Money in the Bank. But also with Damian Priest kind of asking Finn, what are you doing here? And Finn getting involved when he wasn't supposed to get involved. You know, could this mean something else? And what I mean, could this mean something else? Is it just going to be Finn Balor versus Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship? Or is it going to be Finn Balor, Seth Rollins, and Damian Priest in a triple threat match? No, I think in a triple threat match, it would be a little bit better if you had tension with Damian Priest and Finn Balor shown that way. Like, one man could have the title won, the other man pulls him off, you know, the pin or whatever, and that's where this tension really begins to grow. They could do that in a triple threat match. But another route they could take, if they do a singles match with Seth Rollins and Finn Balor, Damian Priest could come out, you know, and try to help Finn Balor when really he's not going to help Finn Balor. It's going to end up backfiring and fucking up. And then next thing you know, whatever Damian Priest does to try to help Finn Balor will backfire on him. And Finn Balor will lose, and then Finn Balor's going to blame Damian Priest for why he lost at Money in the Bank. So, you know, that could turn into a whole issue between these two guys, and that could just bring on a whole life of its own. You know, if they just have Damian Priest at ringside, which is very possible. Or, you know, come on near the end of the match like Finn Balor did tonight. But either way, you see both ways it's set up. If it's just Seth Rollins and Finn Balor, or if it's Seth Rollins, Finn Balor, and Damian Priest in a triple threat, either way, it's going to lead to tension with Finn Balor and Damian Priest because they already planted the seeds tonight. And I think that's going to lead to JD McDonough joining the Judgment Day. They're going to kick Damian Priest out. And this will lead to a Finn Balor, Damian Priest feud, more than likely at SummerSlam. Is what I'm thinking. At SummerSlam. So, there you go. There you go, folks. Alright. And we got another story here. Speaking of the Judgment Day, Cody Rhodes' wife. Yes, you heard me right. Cody Rhodes' wife, Brandy Rhodes, teases involvement in Cody Rhodes' Judgment Day WWE rivalry. Rhea Ripley responds as well. So, as Jade Cargill found out on the November 11th, 2020 episode of AEW Dynamite, any woman who dares disrespects Cody Rhodes must face the wrath of Cody's wife, Brandy Rhodes. On this week's WWE Monday Night Raw, Rhea Ripley might have given Brandy ample reason to return to WWE programming. During a Miz TV segment, Dominic Mysterio struck Cody with a cheap shot, you know, a nice bitch slap. It wasn't a billionaire bitch slap, but it was just a bitch slap. So, and then Dominic, after hitting that bitch slap, and Cody, he hid behind Rhea Ripley. And then Rhea Ripley, who proceeded to goad Cody into striking her. Needless to say, Cody did not retaliate, as the Judgment Day, you know, Dominic Mysterio and Rhea Ripley continued to mock the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes before exiting the ring. Now, It appears that Cody's wife, Brandy Rhodes, was paying close attention to the segment. You know, and Brandy Rhodes tweeted out on Twitter, and I quote, "Papa won't hit mommy, but mommy will." Brandy wrote on Twitter, implying that she was not afraid to wrestle. Rhea Ripley, on behalf of her husband, Cody Rhodes. Rhea Ripley responded with a DX crotch chop gesture, as seen below. And yeah, it's a gif of Rhea Ripley. And it's just her doing the crotch chop. At a WWE live event, she has a Christmas hat on, but that's how she responded to Brandy. So in other words, Rhea Ripley is basically telling Brandy Rhodes to suck it, just come on and bring it, but we'll see what happens. Now, it remains to be seen if Brandy Rhodes would actually be brought in by WWE to further the storyline. As a former WWE ring announcer under the name Eden Styles, Brandy Rhodes has not stepped foot inside of a WWE ring since she requested her release from the WWE in May of 2016. And upon her husband's Cody Rhodes' return to WWE in 2022, Brandy Rhodes decided to quit the wrestling business to focus on her other media projects and her life as a stay-at-home mother. In an interview earlier this year, Brandy suggested that some of her peers were envious of her position in the industry and that the mental hurdles took a lot of joy out of it for me. While Brandy herself ruled out a return to wrestling, Cody was not definitive about the same in another interview earlier this year, suggesting that his wife still had a never-say-never mentality about returning to the business. In fact, Cody stressed that Brandy could defend herself and fight her own battles if WWE brought her back for a storyline. So, what does that mean? What in the world does that mean? Is Brandy done with it like she claims she is? Or does Brandy want to get back in the business, just to further storyline with her husband Cody? I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about it, though. I thought it was a pretty interesting thing to end on. So, wanted to do that. End on a good note there, and leave us to think about it now. But anyway, on a scale of 1 to 10 for WWE Monday Night Raw tonight, because that's the next thing I gotta get into. On a scale of 1 to 10, for WWE Monday Night Raw for today, Monday, June 5th, 2023, it was a decent episode of Raw. Nothing special, but nothing bad either. I'm going to say WWE Monday Night Raw for Monday. There was really only one thing bad on the show, like I said, and that was the Inda share with Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin thing. That was like the only really bad thing on the show. Otherwise, everything else was mediocre to good, so I'll just say WWE Monday Night Raw for today, Monday, June 5th, 2023. I'll give WWE Monday Night Raw a straight up 8 out of 10 here. 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. It was decent. It was good. It wasn't great. But it did the job of what we needed. It was better than I thought it would be. It didn't look like Vince McMahon had too much input all over anything. And we'll see what happens going forward. So there you go, guys. Another great show in the books. We did it. Another great show in the books. Don't forget now to leave your likes, leave your comments, hit that subscribe button. That's very important as we keep the channel growing onward and upward. We're going into the summer months now, getting to SummerSlam. Things are going to start picking up, and then we got All In and All Out for AEW in late August and early September. And we got the WWE Premium Live event in September in India. So, there's a lot of good things coming up. Money in the Bank in London, SummerSlam. So, I'll be here covering all the stuff. I don't take much time off. You guys know that. Rarely do I ever. I took a week off, on Memorial Day week. And I missed, Night of Champions and Double or Nothing. I watched everything, but I just needed to take a break. Had some stuff, going on, but took a break. Everything's good. But otherwise, for the most part, guys, I'm always here for you to keep you in the know with your professional wrestling needs. And I appreciate that you come here for your professional wrestling needs. It means a lot, so thank you. I should say, thank you, in the words of Chad Gable. But anyway, again, 8 out of 10 for Monday Night Raw. Decent show. And there you go. So, leave your likes, comments, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. And that's going to do it for me right here, guys, on this episode of Beyond the Ring with Big T. So I'll see all you guys next time. And yes, there will be a next time for me right here on Beyond the Ring with Big T. That'll be for your WWE or AEW Dynamite coverage on Wednesday night. Don't forget us, we won't forget you. And of course, if you want the best, and yes, I do mean the absolute best for all of your professional wrestling needs, right here on the internet, right here on YouTube.com today. Always remember to think Beyond the Ring with Big T. And then, of course, everybody, thank you very much for watching and listening to your WWE Monday Night Raw review and results show for today, Monday, June 5th, 2023. And then, thank you, WWE, for a decent show tonight. Don't forget, everybody, tomorrow, even though I'm not on, there's still wrestling content on. Don't forget to watch on Vice television, Vice TV, Dark Side of the Ring, Season 4, Episode number 2, The Magnum TA Story, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, tomorrow night on Tuesday, June 6th. I'll be watching it, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I can't wait for that one. That one is the most anticipated episode, I believe, of this season for the Dark Side of the Ring, so I can't wait. I'll be checking it out. Hope you guys do too. If you do, leave your comments. Let me know what you thought of that show as well, because I'll be watching it. But anyway, everybody, as always remember and never ever forget that I'm your host, Big T, and I will see all of you at the matches, and I'll see all of you for your WWE Monday Night Raw cover, or AEW Dynamite coverage on Wednesday night. So be here for that. And so I'm your host, Big T. I'll see all of you at the matches, and take care, everybody. I love you all. And of course, good night, everybody. Ha 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 ha.
This is M-Dog 20, Matt Cross. We're in Cleveland, Ohio, and you were checking out Beyond the Ring with my man, Big T. Thank you, man. Big T.
Hello, this is EC3 of TNA Wrestling, and you are so very fortunate because you are watching Beyond the Ring with Big T.
This is the bad boy, Joey Janela, and you're watching Beyond the Ring, 8 out of 8.